Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen, greetings, boys and girls, and all of my nearly friends, and welcome to this another brand new day. Yes, indeed, a brand new day wherein I am confused and all that, which will tie into what I'm going to talk about. I'm not really confused. It's just that I'm not able to focus and concentrate as much because of the whole med situation. So yay, thumbs up on that. But first, because the Shelton, Washington weather report. It started off like gray and raining yesterday, and then it turned sunny, and when I went out walkies, it was a little bit chill, so I had to wear that plaid shirt that I have as a jacket, but that was fine. And it's a nice day this morning. It's going to be sunny. The sky is clear. It was even semi-warm. Went out like this, and it was good. So thumbs up for that. Hopefully it's pleasant where you are, no matter where you are watching, be it the United States or anywhere in the world. Thumbs up for that. Definitely a good thing. One of the big things I wanted to talk about, of course, was what's just going on with the whole med situation and being able to focus and concentrate and ADHD, etc., etc. As stated before, I know I'm talking about it a lot, but since vlogging is to get me speaking so that I'm not clogged up in here so I can function, I have to talk about the things that affect me. I don't really like to talk about recent events because a lot of them are just so political. I mean, everything is political. Talking to your friends there's politics, there's people politics. Everything is politics, leading from just, you and your pet up to, dealings of politics and government. Everything is politics. And I don't like to get too political on things, and so much is charged politically that I like to talk about the things that I want to talk about. If I want to rant about video games one day, I want to rant about video games. If things are happening in the world enough that I feel that I have to talk about it, then I resent that because it's intruding on the time that I want to talk about what I want to talk about. So I talk about the things that I need to talk about. And one of them is like what's going on. Since I'm still discovering, because I'm only really waking up after decades of sleepwalking, all the various things that are going on with me. Like why I am where I am right now. I mean, mentally, physically, etc. up here in my head. And the undiagnosed and untreated ADHD was huge. I mean, I amazed my med manager when I'm telling her not only do I take 50 milligrams of Ritalin, methylphenidate hydrochloride, a stimulant, and I fall asleep. And my pulse doesn't even top 60 if I'm sitting here. And my blood pressure is going back down again. And I take caffeine on top of that. You're only supposed to take like 400 milligrams of caffeine in a day. 24-hour period. I do that in the first couple hours of the day. I take well over a milligram, well over a gram of caffeine. I take 8 200 milligram tablets in a day. So, and my pulse and my blood pressure are aggressively low because of all this. My system is really messed up from the ADHD, and stimulants don't act like stimulants. They really just calm me down. It is astonishing and amazing. But if you'll also remember, one of the things that antidepressants and ADHD meds and all these things that get a problem out of the way is that's all they're doing. They're just moving stuff out of the way. It's like if your path through life has been a road that has been scattered with car wrecks so that you can't move fast. You spent your life driving carefully around the stuff in the road while other people are zooming by in a clear path at 30 miles an hour. You can't. You're going around this stuff. When you take the med, whatever your problem is, whatever your issue is, be it a pain or mental or whatever, all that does is it gets some of the bigger wrecks off the road for you for that period of time. You still have to drive the road. You still have minor things to get around while the med is active. You still have to develop the new habits to be able to take advantage of the clear road. You've spent your whole life driving around like this. Now the stuff's out of the way. You're not just going to go smooth sailing 30 miles an hour and driving like everyone else. You're used to doing this. You have to develop the new habits to take advantage of the clear path. And if you don't, well, I mean, it's nice that you're not feeling that bad thing, but you're not really advancing and taking advantage of it. It's like with alcoholism. Even though I do not believe in the AA program and the 12-step stuff in the slightest, there are some things that they still say and do periodically that are good. I've forgotten the one phrase that I was going to say there that they use, but occasionally they have good phrases, and there was a good one, and now I can't remember. My sincere apologies. Again, though, it's partly because, as I was saying with the med stuff, I'm going to have to jump back all the way to the basic thing. It clears the path for you. You still have to do the work. You still have to develop the habits. You still have to do the things. On top of that, you also have to have a pattern of your med that you can work with. So if you're changing the dosing of your medication, you can't really develop any work habits on that because every day is different. You can't see the pattern of the med and your body because every day is a different bit of dosing. I have been prescribed, I talked about this, 40 milligrams of this drug, this medication, daily. I've been taking 50. So that's not enough. Now, even though I talked to my med manager on Monday and she was fine with the whole dosing thing, she is that kind of person that says, you know you better than I know you. Adjust this within reason, tell me, and we'll go from there. So I told her I've been doing 50 and it's working. And she said, well, let's try you with 60. You don't have to take 60. Let's try it with that and we'll go from there. And so she's sending me the new prescription. Until then, I have a dosage that will not last until the new meds show up. Just will not last. My apologies. Voice box, pollen, and cannabis. So, yay. But they're not going to show up. So I'm going to have to take the amount of meds that would, if it's from here to a projected arrival date. If I take my meds the way I'm prescribed right now, they'll last like here. Or I could stagger them and try to make them last so they go out to here. But that means I'm going to be having a lot less. And a lot less does not... I'm so sorry, my voice box. Now my eyes are tearing up because my voice box hurts so much. Ugh. Great. Let's try and remember what I was talking about, because the whole med situation, I'm not going to have that, so I'm going to have a lot less. I'm not going to be able to focus and concentrate. When I'm on the proper dosing of the medication, a day slows down, so a day takes a day. A 24-hour day takes 24 hours. I have spent decades where every time I turn around and blink, hours have passed. So I'm going to have days where some days it's at a normal pace, some days it's really fast, some days it's somewhere in between, when I'm not going to be able to focus and concentrate, because when it just slows me down, I can't. All I can do is enjoy the ability to have a day last as long, well, nearly as long as it should. But I can't focus, can't concentrate, Full dosage allows me to focus and concentrate, which allows me to remember things, which allows me to think. So until that happens, it's just going to be joy on that. But that's life. Life is life. And thank you once again for coming along with me on this journey of exploration. It is appreciated to no end. I am learning stuff about myself that I should have learned a long time ago. I have lost so much time to everything. I spent way too much time as an active alcoholic when I was younger. And that on top of the ADHD, on top of so many of my other issues, just, it stomped on my life hard. And life is life. I mean, I'm not trying to say, oh, poor pity me. I'm just trying to figure out where I am in life, why I am where I got there, what I can do right now to make things better until the inevitable fade out time, which hopefully won't be any time soon. But if the average lifespan of an American human being with access to health care is like 74, I'd like to be able to reach that. Now, there are people in the news that, we have seen with money and access to health care that don't even last that long. They die at 70 or late 60s. So I've got to be prepared for that. But then all of us, every single one of us, could just suddenly fall over at every moment, not living anymore. People do that. It happens. Not often. We are a pretty damned hardy species, after all. We can fall out of airplanes and survive it. Not often, but we can. We survive stuff that would take out other animals in the wild just instantly. Shock alone would take them out, and we'd survive it. So, thumbs up. But on the other hand, people die from taking aspirin. People die crossing the street. It's a habit that we're very, very good at. Thumbs up on that. I do not have a whole lot over here on my topics list because of the whole, unable to fully concentrate and think. Time slowed down this morning when I took my medication, but I haven't really been able to focus because normally I would take 10 milligrams and then later another 10, and then I'd be able to focus. I'm not going to be able to take another 10 for a couple more hours here, so yeah. Life is life. So past that, I've just been trying to talk to other people about things and such, and trying to figure out language and such like that, because I don't know a lot of words about specific subjects, and I'm sometimes afraid to talk about this whole thing because of, especially in the United States, our whole cultural attitude towards stuff is not that good. But determining what's going on with my mind and my body and figuring out why I am where I am, and another day I'll talk further about the whole thing. I mean, I've talked about it before and such. After all, for a long time I had realized that I shared behaviors with people who were autistic / had autism. And that's why I speak about the whole language thing, because there's some people that just say, oh, I am autistic, and there's some people that reject that and say, no, I have autism. And then there's other people that say, no, you don't use the term on the spectrum. You either have it or you don't. There's this other fellow online that I listen to, and his entire channel is dedicated to autism, and he uses the phrase on the spectrum. So it's hard to find language to talk about stuff. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank Well, only about 8 people left comments, so I'm going to thank all about 8 people. Thumbs up and thank you all so much. I'm not reading the comments right now, except accidentally. I have pretty good peripheral vision. I am just thanking you for having left a comment. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, ADHD, a whole lot more, I'm sometimes lucky I can remember anything at all. So, we have Robert Brown, thank you so much, and Man Bun, additionally multiple friend, I like the name and thank you very much. Tommy Nelson, greatly appreciated. Dakota Harris, thumbs up and thank you. Underscore Pilco, underscore, thumbs up and thank you. Michaela and Isabella, thumbs up. Cheeto, I sure hope that's the way it is pronounced, and very, very cool. Cocos, thumbs up and thank you so much. There is T Chronic, thumbs up and thank you. Apollo R6, thumbs up. Denial, always good to see you in the comments. Adrian Bryan, thumbs up and thank you. Goblin Satyr, thumbs up on that. Colin Reisenauer, greatly appreciated. Ice Damon, thumbs up. Zatro, thank you very, very much. Well, how about that? There were actually twice as many comments as I had thought. There weren't 8. There were 16. Thank you all so very, very much. No matter how many people comment, it is all appreciated. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Thumbs up and thank you so much. As stated, it is appreciated. Trying to remember where I am and what I'm doing. If you could check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these very beautiful and very awesome people, that would be very beautiful and very awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money to the patronage, I have the PayPal link down below. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well, where hopefully today I will finally update it to have Reptisand and hamster food and hamster bedding and cat food. If you could check that out, that would be very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, there are a lot of birds outside. If you could toss me a like, I would appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thumbs up for that. Thank you very, very much. And of course, the Horsehead of Encouragement wishes the very, very best for each and every one of us. Hopefully, the Horsehead of Encouragement will be on its throne for some time, for it wears the grand and powerful artifact, the lobster hat. Somewhere out there, its brethren, the duck head of scorn, is casting its scorn as a weapon, and its mockery is severe. But for right now, we have the Horsehead of Encouragement to wish the very, very best for each and every one of us. And of course, Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate. If it's safe and you see it, say something. If it's not, don't. Safety is important for everybody. Do what you can. Everybody needs to be safe. So, if you don't have to go out, please don't go out. Wear a mask if you have to. Wash your hands. Try not to touch your face. Maintain your social distancing. Get a vaccination if you can. We're never going to achieve herd immunity in the United States, so you have to be safe. Thumbs up for that, and thanks, anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers. Ugh. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. Like right there, hopefully that red stuff's going to be coming in fast enough. If not, there we go. We are good.